Hi, got my train engineer hat on. Hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. I definitely got to get some lighting devices in here. It's not working. Hey, you got maybe it's just the cover. Got my little train engineer hat that I was just showing, a little stripe thing. Going to a little train show this morning with the kids. It is 8 o'clock on the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. And we're 3 hours into that 5 a.m., but it's Sunday. But we're going to put stuff out. And I just want to put stuff out. It's a good habit to be in. It's a good rhythm, right? Every once in a while, you can take it easy. It's like they should do like your IP sprint. Ooh, look, my hair's all messed up. Ooh. Anyway, get your IP sprint. Take it easy. Do some retrospective work, and I kind of put on the little train engineer because we talked about. I put a post about put a post up the other day about release train, the agile release train, the art. So I have my little hat, put my hat on, right? Except that I need a bright light to do that. And it's getting later, or brighter out, so it's got weird sun angles. It's Craig Mester, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends. Anything you can do is always helpful. Any questions? We did get some compliments about some stuff, and I had questions from the other day, which I'm going to get to, which I'm going to make sure we get to today. I got the fortune cookie, so maybe we'll do the fortune cookie episode where we open a fortune cookie and see what it says and see if it applies to Agile and life, right? Life is a fortune cookie, as they say, right? So I put a little, what do you call it, a meme out there with my cat, and I had a little train going around my boys' room yesterday, just relaxing. And the cat kept putting his tail in the train tracks to try to derail it. It reminds me so much of Agile and people who don't want anything to do with Agile, but they want to derail it and just throw their tail in there, cause trouble throughout the process because they don't like it. That it's new, it's different. I don't like, why is this here? Don't like it, get it, it's just causing me angst. And it was funny watching her do that. I had my phone. I said, I got to videotape this. So I did. So I'm just going to talk about production issue support today. Okay. And then we'll do the fortune cookie episode, right? So from a production support thing, and I got my whiteboard, right? And I found out where my other whiteboard pen went. Apparently it's in my daughter's room, who's very creative. I don't know if she's going to be a developer or a tester or a front end. I don't know what she's going to do, but she can do whatever she wants. But if I'm not using something, trust me, this little girl will take it and find a use for it and use it and doing whatever she's got to do. And which way makes work better? This way? This way. So this is a little one we got. So I got a little whiteboard. So we're going to talk about production issues and how to do it and how it might look on a board or in your computer system. But we brought it up because someone asked us, it was a real good topic, but they couldn't visualize what I was talking about. So I'm going to see if I can't use the whiteboard to help visualize a little bit. And then also, I'm going to just down a little bit. There you go. And then just talk about it. And I know I got podcasts, so this is going to be tricky. So I got to describe what I'm writing on the board at the same time talking so that people who are listening on podcasts can maybe visualize what we're talking about. So what we were saying is that if you're doing production support, we're just going to stay in the production support world, not in all the other worlds out there, the release world. You can use the same principle for release support, right? So in the production support, let's say your team is getting a habit where they feel like they're doing a lot of production support, a lot of bugs coming in, post-production, the stuff's coming back, and it happens to everybody. Like I said, we got YouTube. I had a couple bugs in there. There was another software program I was using the other day that had some bugs, and it still does. Just lost some data, but it's okay. I can always recreate data. Just stuff happens, right? But how much does it happen in your group? Are you hearing as a Scrum Master, as an Agile coach, as a manager, teams are saying, I'm spending a lot more time doing production support. I'm answering more questions. I'm doing more triage. I actually had one production manager tell me that he was going to do production support for three sprints. My jaw. I'm like, 3 sprints? Oh, production support? It's unbelievable. I said, oh my God, that's terrible. But I didn't tell him that. But I sure heck was thinking that. It's like, how to do that? The light's terrible. Who did that? There got light. So anyway, so production support. So let's say you were doing, I'm drawing up here 40 points a sprint, okay? And it's just a number. It's a terrible 40. 40 points. Can you read that? Or do I need to do it the other way? Right backwards. 40 points. I think it works right. It just doesn't look good what I'm looking at. So I got 40 points. So let's say, pick a number. Let's say 10%. And 10% of 40 is what? 4 points, right? And since we use the Fibonacci series, we just bump that up to 5 points. So let's say you just create a story in your sprint for production. And I would tag it or I would put something in the front of the story title so you know it's a production support, like maybe PS for production support. Maybe you create a productions prod tag, you know, or label somewhere. So you got this story, okay? And that's worth like 10% of your sprint, okay, out of a 40-point sprint. Okay, it's saying I am investing 10%. And if you hear it, this way you start tracking it. Okay, let's just pick 5 points. So we're going to decrement our dev work by 5 points or 10% of the work to support production. Now, one of the next steps that you should do is add a task in there. And the task would be, how many hours does a team think they want to commit to doing production support as a whole? And this is for everybody. It's not for individuals. It's like for the whole team. So let's say the whole team says, we're going to put a production support task, and it's just basically a shell, a task shell, right? And we're going to give it between 40 and 60 hours. Now, remember, this is total hours among everybody, dev, test. Maybe there's a couple bugs you have during a thing and everybody's having the same issue. So that's one of the items you look at, right? So you put this task in there that has 40 to 60 hours. Now, as the sprint goes along and people get production support issues, right? So then what you say, task 1, or maybe it's a bug, right? And you say, I think I'm going to spend 60 hours on this task, right? Or no, I'm going to say 10 hours a day. I'm going to do 10 hours. Okay. So then as you work, you go back into this task and you take 10 hours away. So now it's just, let's say it's 50 hours left. Okay. And maybe there's a task 3, task 2, and that one's, 8, and you keep working these tasks. Task 3, task 4, maybe this is another 10 hours. Maybe this is 20 hours. Maybe it's a big one. Task 5. So what's that? 10, 20, 40, 48. Maybe this is 58. So this becomes 58 points, right? And over time, you're reducing this down to 0, okay? When you hit the 58 point mark, can you see that? So we go down and we're doing these tasks, 10 hours and what we spend on it, and put your actual times. They should put their estimate in, but then at the end, put your actual times, okay? Now, when they're done, and there's the wife in the background looking to get in, but I'm late. So this is why everybody's doing stuff. They're like, you're in the middle of the show. That's okay. But I'm going to do this quick because I know they're going to come in and do stuff. I can see it. It's funny. So these are actual hours, right? So when your team gets to the point where they're almost at capacity and they met the 60 hours that they agreed to, they should announce it at daily scrum. So they're going to say, hey, we just used up all our production support time, and let everybody in production and daily scrum. So now anything we do in production support is going to take away from our commitment. They should announce at the daily scrum and and this is where the scrum master talks to the product owner. The product owner is not there, that we are going past our allocation and production support. Now you're going to get this data. So we'll talk about later on data. But we're at the 10-minute mark. People want to come in. I can hear the kids waking up. So we're gonna end there. But that's how you record it, right? So you put a story in, give it 5 points, maybe 10%. Maybe you're doing 20% support. Everybody's different. You tell the team, okay, we're going to put a shelf story for how many hours we plan on support. Maybe it's like 40 to 60 hours. Maybe it's just 30 hours. Then every time you do a task, you write down how many hours you actually spend. This is all data from what you're going to say. And this will help you judge on how much time you're spending on your work. It doesn't take much. Don't document the details. Just put task A or bug A. I estimate we'd spend 8 hours working on this. We actually spent 10 hours, whatever, but you really want to capture the actuals. I really don't even care if you put the estimate down, to be honest with you. Just put your actual hours down. I mean, estimate's great if you want to do it, but you put the actuals. Once your actuals go above this 40, 60-hour band that you gave yourself, then you announce it to Daily Scrum and to the production owner, we may not get all the dev work done because we got to support production. Now you're going to start collecting this information every sprint. So that's what I was trying to describe the other day on what I was talking about for document that. I hope that helps. I know that the lighting, the graphics aren't the best in the world, but we'll go with this. And this is 5 a.m. Mester Scrum at 8 o'clock. It's like 8:17 now. People are trying to get in. So we got the fortune cookie. So we're going to open the fortune cookie. We'll see what the fortune cookie says and how we apply this to Agile, right? So this is fortune cookie Agile. Oh, I like this one. There are 365 days in a year. May all 365 of your dreams come true. I love that one. So there's 365 days in a year. May all 365 days come true. And with that, and the shaking of the thing, because I think the washer dryer is kicking in, I'm going to say, have a great Sunday, enjoy, and happy scrumming. And please like and subscribe. You know, give a thumbs up. Great, get the thumbs up. My boy loves the fact that I'm using it. He's like, you know what it says? Top Dad. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and have a great day. Have a great Sunday, and see you on Monday. Bye.